Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings III in our roleplay series as the Dokeianos dynasty. Alright, so we are back from our week-long vacation. It was very nice getting some time off, having some time where I didn't have to really do anything work-related. But it wasn't quite as relaxing as I was expecting it to be, unfortunately. We ended up, we had a lot to do over that week. My wife she wasn't able to get all the days off that I was able to because she took a couple days off this past summer. So she had to work 2 of the days of the vacation. And then my kids were doing their distant learning that entire time as well, Monday through Friday, which that requires a lot of participation from the parents. So basically the whole, front half of the day is just helping them with their schoolwork. Had a lot of errands to run, had a doctor appointment to go to, so just overall it wasn't quite as relaxing as I had hoped it would be. Ended up just felt like every day we had something we had to do that I didn't want to do. Yeah, it was still nice having some time off, and I did get to play quite a bit of Cyberpunk, guys. I played 75 hours so far, and I still haven't beaten the game yet. I know a lot of people were concerned about length for the game, but while the main story is a little bit short, I would say, which I haven't quite completed the main story yet. I'm on the final mission. I just got to it last night, and I'm kind of wrapping up some side quests, so I'll probably be finishing up pretty soon here. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit shorter than I would have liked, but still not too bad when you compare it to other open world RPGs. The main focus is very much on the side missions. They have very, very good side missions. Some of the side missions are, in fact, better than the main story, and some of the best character moments are in those side missions as well. Sorry about the vehicles if you can hear those in the background, kind of loud tonight. But yeah, I've really been enjoying Cyberpunk. I know that people who are playing on console are not getting the same experience that those on PC are playing. I'm really glad that I did decide to play it on PC. I knew that it was going to be a mess on PS4. When the developers say, that they have to delay the game 3 weeks because it's literally unplayable on PS4 and Xbox One, that doesn't really make me feel like this is going to be a good game in 3 weeks, that this is going to be playable. I never would have bought it on PS4. But those who did buy it, I do feel bad for them. I mean, they paid for a game. They should be getting the experience that they paid for. But yeah, it's very unfortunate that it's such a mess on the current gen consoles because it's actually a really, really good game. I haven't really had very many issues myself. There's been a few graphical issues here and there. They happen. But I've only had one crash in 75 hours of playing. I've had one crash, and that was actually yesterday. I had the first crash I'd ever had. But other than that, just a few little bugs, a few performance issues, but not too bad at all. That is on a better PC, of course. But yeah, it's been a pretty smooth experience. It's actually been smoother than any other large open world RPG I've ever played at launch. When I played Skyrim, that was an absolute mess at launch. I'd say that the experience for PC is actually what they promised us. It's pretty good. So such a bummer though that the console versions have just dragged it down just because they're just not acceptable. But anyways, I did play some Cyberpunk and had a good time doing that. So let's go ahead and jump back into this series, guys. After the week off, I was supposed to pick back up on Saturday. We are running a little bit late, so this is going to come out on Sunday. I'm recording it on Saturday, so we're going to record 2 videos here, one for Sunday and one for Monday, kind of make up for the fact that we didn't have one on Saturday. So I'll record those 2 videos back to back, so you can expect a Monday episode. And next week we'll also be starting the new Hearts of Iron 4 series, which means the schedule for this series will likely be changing up. Whether I change it or not will be based on how the views go once we come back. I do expect them to plummet. Typically, if I take a week off right in the middle of a series, which I try not to do, then when I come back, there's not very many people watching. So we'll see how it goes. We might need to change the schedule up a little bit for how we're doing this once we start that Hearts of Iron 4 series. I'll talk about that a little bit next episode, which I'll record right after this one. So let's go ahead and get started. We haven't played in over a week, so I think we just finished up a war. I think maybe for this territory over here that we got for our mother, which we should end up inheriting that. We also have these 2 schemes going to abduct these 2 characters. I think that's one way we're trying to make money, but really we're just waiting for our character to die here, who's 65 years old and is at poor health, so probably won't live much longer, maybe a couple years. I did predict he would die at 65, so if he dies this year, then my prediction would have ended up being right. Not that it really matters. You'll notice that we're not earning much money. That is because we're not getting support from the patriarch. He does not endorse us, so... And there's really nothing we can do about that since we can't... Well, I guess there might be something we could do about it. I guess there's a few things. We could try and get like a strong hook against him. But remember, we can't improve relations with him. Another faction was created against the Emperor. Let's go and turn this speed up here. Yeah, we're probably not going to do anything else until we get to our new character, though, guys. No more wars or anything like that. It looks like Aristarchus has come of age. I don't expect he did great. No, he didn't. Adequate bargainer. He is, slow. So I want to say that impacts their education. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, he didn't do great. But as far as his character goes, he's like a really decent dude. Huh. We were ill. We are no longer. I thought that was going to kill us. Ended up not being the case. All right, so we actually recovered from it. Okay, so I assume, yeah, our health is not as bad, but we still are ailing, so we'll likely die, but maybe not this year. But yeah, if you look at him, he's a pretty decent dude. I mean, he's content, which is great for a vassal, especially being the most powerful vassal in our realm. But then we also have compassionate and gregarious, so he's just a really nice guy that most people seem to really like. Look at that diplomacy, sitting at 16 despite the cruddy education. He's just a very likable guy, even if he is pretty stupid. And in fact, his stats aren't that bad. He is getting a little bit of stats from his wife, but overall, he's not too bad of a character. He's not as good as his brother, of course, who's a pretty darn good character. I'm excited to play as him. It's a bummer we're taking over as him is so old. He's going to be in his mid-30s by the time we become him. Perfect opportunity has presented itself. So this is about capturing this character, abducting him. And he's the heir to this duchy here. So let's go ahead and strike. Looks like we have a 66% chance of success. That is not great. Did we have her doing... Yeah, she's supporting schemes. Not a great chance, but we'll try it out. Perfect time to strike. And before he even knew what was happening, our agents had him. He's finally in my hands. So I don't know... I don't know what we were doing with him. If I was planning on... I'm not entirely sure what we were going to do with him. Could just ransom him. Maybe that's what we were doing. Is attempting to get characters to ransom off. I kind of remember that we were doing that. But what were we instead trying to force a marriage? And to get a favor instead. Because remember, this kid is not married. I think that might have been what we were doing. Remember, this guy does control this whole realm north of ours. And so, yeah, I think that might be what we were trying to do. But do we even have anybody to arrange a favorable marriage with? I don't think we can do this in here. Yeah, I won't be able to look at it. What we could do is just find... Is there like any male characters here? We just need to find a male character. Just anywhere. Yeah, this guy will work. So we'd want to force a marriage, to somebody in our dynasty here. So yeah, I think we're going to do the favor, because I don't really remember what we were doing, but we do have some characters from our dynasty that have a few marriages that could be arranged here. So I think that's what we're going to do. What we might want, and maybe this is what I was planning, is we were going to arrange a marriage for our granddaughter here. The eldest one, perhaps. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just get the favor. This might not work, guys. Yeah, it might not be able to force a marriage, and I can't even check it, which is the unfortunate part. Again, that is kind of the problem with... but let's just do this. With us, having left for a time. And I don't remember exactly what we were doing. We're going to get a favor on him. And what happened here? Oh, Aristarchus has... he came of age, so he has married his betrothed. All right, excellent. I don't remember why exactly we picked her. That's right, because she had the beautiful trait, so we're going to try and make a line of really stupid but very beautiful people. We'll see if that ends up working or not. All right, so now we've got this hook. We will attempt to use it to force this marriage here, guys. We're going to see if this works. So I'm going to arrange a marriage with, I think she was 12, which maybe she just turned 13. Yeah, she must have just turned 13 here, because this is her here. So they would accept a regular marriage, and we're wanting to force a matrilineal marriage, which is not possible. Okay. So I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I must have just been trying to get money off of him, which is unfortunate now because, yeah, we can't get any money off of him. So, Yeah, that was probably not the best way to do it. We should have just ransomed him off for the 100 gold. That's what we should have done. But I don't see any reason not to arrange a marriage for this character. We could look to see if there's anybody else. I mean, this guy here doesn't have... Yeah, this guy here doesn't have a marriage. Let's just take a look. What I'm going to do is see if we can find anybody we could arrange a matrilineal marriage with that's at least a duke. So yeah, not going to do that here. You see we're at negative 1,032. This is typically pretty difficult to do, to force such a marriage without instead doing it against like a second son and then removing the first son. Yeah, we're just going to go through here and see if we can't find any. This would be one option here, but I guess he is pretty powerful. So yeah, we could try and do him, and might even do it without a hook. We'll see, guys. It would need a hook to arrange a matrilineal marriage with the secondary son, and he is set to inherit titles, so maybe we want to do that. Maybe we want to like capture this child here, abduct him. We'll see what the chances are. 66% chance, not too bad. Yeah, let's do that, guys. Let's force, or we could instead do his eldest son. I mean, either way, you're still getting a claim. Could do him instead. Yeah, let's do that, and this way we can check to see if he's willing to do the marriage at the time, because if not, we would just want to ransom him off. But yeah, it would work as of now. So let's do this. Set up the abduction here. But yeah, for this one, I think we'll just, I mean, we could just arrange a marriage. I think that might be what we end up doing. This is not really the way I'm looking to expand. When I expand, I want to go into this territory here. And then after that, you know, I think we might end up going towards our goal for the campaign here and trying to get some territory in Sicily or southern Italy. So yeah, I think that's what we might do. So we want to get this conquered next. So having an ally up here would actually be quite useful, guys. And he's just allied to this count here, so that won't be a problem with this war. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that, guys. We'll arrange the marriage since we have the hook. So we're going to arrange the marriage for his eldest son and heir. And probably don't want to arrange the marriage for... Well, we could do our daughter here. She needs a marriage. Apparently we haven't done her yet. So yeah, we could do our daughter, and I think we will. He's 8 years old. Might want to do our granddaughter, one of our granddaughters instead. So let's just go and take a look, see what all granddaughters our eldest son has. That are, you know, these would be his daughters, of course. Maybe the 6-year-old? She's a twin. She's a little bit closer in age to him. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll do Anna. Alright, so let's find her in this list. Here we go. And again, he won't accept a matrilineal marriage, so that's not really an option. We don't have to use the hook, though. But yeah, we'll just go and arrange this marriage. And then I suppose we'll just keep the hook. I don't know if we got that one perk just yet. No, it doesn't look like we have the perk to... Yeah, we're still trying to get our first perk to try and demand payment for hooks. We can start doing that soon, though. Or maybe. We might not live to see it. But yeah, we did get a marriage out of that, so I guess that's not too bad. I mean, we didn't have to use the hook for that. We could have done that without getting the hook. Again, I'm not entirely sure what my goal was there. It might have just been to get money, since we are attempting to get some money. Because we're not really earning much per month, though it has just gone up. That makes me think that we are now... Nope, we're not getting supported by him. I'm not entirely sure what happened there then. But we did discover Battlements, which is excellent. That's the one we had set up when we were the leader of the culture here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Since it was one of the few that we didn't have, and we really needed to get that. So I think we set that to be the one to research. And then I think the Emperor kept it as is. So that'll allow us, once we get some money, to build up our fortifications here. But of course, we're going to need a lot of money to do that. So the scheme was unfortunately discovered. That's a shame. So that means we're going to be very unlikely to succeed there. So we're probably just going to go ahead and cancel it, guys. But there's no reason why we can't now try and do his son, his second son, the one who we're trying to arrange the marriage for in the first place, who happens to be sickly. Oh, that's not good. Could end up arranging a marriage for a character that's just going to die. That's a possibility. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do this and see what happens, guys. We'll try and abduct him. We got 66% chance to get him still. That hasn't changed at all. Alright, so we'll try that out, guys. We have the other abduction going as well. A word of advice. I saunter between the market stalls of Patras, a heavy pouch tugging at my belt. How do I make this coin work for me? As am I other wares of a local stonemason, perfect geometry is sound investment. The Count Basilios suddenly appears at my side. A word of advice. Have a look at the smithy over there. Their wares might be simple, but their potential is great. So we spend 30 gold to invest in the mason's workshop. And that would give us these benefits here. We could say invest in the smithy. This has a possible outcome. So 75% he'll become our friend. Because that's what, I think that's what he suggested we do here. And then we get the army gold maintenance reduced and holding taxes increased. That's nice. But 25% we're going to lose the investment. Or we could just say turn a quick profit with some clever trades. All right, well, what would we do? I mean, we're pretty trusting. I feel like we would just say whatever he said. Whatever he told us to do, we would just do it. Now, which one do I think is probably the best? It probably would be one of these two here. Obviously 15 golds, I don't think is the best investment here. 75% chance is not a high chance of outcome, but this is a really good benefit. But this one, of course, you get for sure for 30 years, and it's a fantastic benefit as well, right there in the capital. Yeah, I feel like this one actually might be the better investment. I don't know, it's hard to say. But I think so. Because that building time and construction time reduction would save you a lot of money over 30 years. But anyways, we're going to go with the invest with the smithy because we're going to trust the Count here. And unfortunately, we lost the money. That's a shame. 25% chance, and that's how it went. So we know how our odds are going to go with this episode. Should probably be careful. Things so far haven't been going well. We got another event here. This is the abduction highway attack. All right, so we've seen this event before, and we're gonna go ahead and do it. 66% chance, and it looks like he has escaped, but no one will know. So we say I can find some other way of dealing with him in the scheme, and he'll become watchful. Or we can say his luck will not last, and we'll try it again, and they'll likely have a lower chance of success. We can just take a look and see how bad it is. It's actually the same chance of success. I don't know what the watchful thing gave. Scheme resistance. Okay. I'm surprised that's the same chance there. And maybe it increased the amount of time it takes to do that. Hidden knowledge. Maintaining a spy network across the realm on behalf of the Emperor has its perks. I frequently discover things I'm not even looking for. So yeah, we've seen this before. And we have the choice on whether we want to reveal this or not. Again, I feel like we're a good vassal. And so we'll probably just share it with him. That's our job. We'll share our knowledge that we have. We do have several wars we can declare, but of course I don't really know that we will do any wars, guys. And our wife was taken prisoner. It looks like she's involved in a conflict. I'm a little bit surprised that we're not allied with her, that we didn't get called into this. I mean, yeah, because she's our vassal, that's right. Okay, so can we not like join her conflict to help her out? Who is she fighting? She fighting? Oh, okay. This is between our vassals. Okay, that makes sense. I thought it was a foreign power. I was like, why did we not get pulled into this conflict? Very, very strange. But yes, it's a vassal war. It would have made sense for me to probably check what the war was about before I started talking. But yeah, we don't want her to lose any land. But it is a tyrannical conflict, so it would not result in her losing any lands. She would just have lower laws, which doesn't really affect us at all. But she was captured. That means he's going to win that conflict 100% here. All right, that often happens when somebody becomes, just gets new territory that when they didn't have any before that. So she was released, of course, and forced to reduce her laws. Although, wait a minute. Oh, it looks like she just completely lost that, and then our son gained control of the titles. Okay, so that was not the war I thought it was. But anyway, he's now in possession of the titles, which now makes him incredibly powerful. He now has a duchy with 2 counties, so not quite as powerful as his younger brother, but definitely up there, guys. So that also ensures that when we become him, we will be getting these titles, which, different things could have happened that could have resulted in us not getting those titles. So it's good to know that we will, in fact, gain control of those 2 counties and that duchy title. Because I was a little bit worried that something might happen that results in him getting it somehow. No, I'm not entirely sure what would have happened there, actually. Because, yeah, it was our wife that was going to, so it would have always went to her son. But she could have lost it, though, from a war against one of these other powers. But we would have been called into that, too. So I don't really know how she would have lost that, or how it wouldn't have gone to our son. I can't really think of any circumstance where that could have happened. The serving staff of a court is often conveniently overlooked as they overhear conversations, clean up, move unnoticed through the hallways. This is also the case at my acquaintance's court, which presents an opportunity. So this is the guy that we are attempting to capture again. We failed last time. And we can say some will be convinced to let information slip to my agents. And this is because we have this schemer trait. And the abduction scheme gains the informants, which actually decreases the secrecy, which is not good. Secrecy is only 75%. But it will increase the success chance and increase the scheme power, meaning it will happen sooner. So yeah, I think we're going to go with that. That goes towards our goals. We just have to hope that the secrecy is actually higher now. Okay. Yeah, it's higher than it was. And yeah, we're just going to decline that. So yeah, I mean, we could do one of these wars here. You know, we got the Holy War that we can do, although I'm not entirely sure what this is for. Okay, so it's up here. So yeah, we don't want to do that. We of course have Bulgaria. This is a new prince here, so they don't have the, if you recall, they used to have a strong hook against us, his father, or whoever the previous duke was, and so we weren't able to act against them before. But yeah, we do have Aristarchus, who apparently has some claims here. I don't know when he got that. Let me just see where the claim is at. So where this county, okay, it's right there. It shows us here, of course. So yeah, we could increase our lands up north. That's always an option. And then of course, there's also here as well. So yeah, he's just getting lots of claims up there. That's what he's been working on. Our scheme was unfortunately discovered. Damn it. That's the risk of that increased risk of discovery, though it was in fact not increased. It was actually lower. So for the secrecy, excuse me, the secrecy was higher. So yeah, that's a shame. We'll have to cancel it. So our productions have not been going incredibly well this episode. We'll try and do somebody else. Let's see who we might want to do. Maybe look at Crimea, see if there's a war to be, or excuse me, a marriage to be forced here. Nothing there. I'm just looking for other, maybe we should start looking at characters over here, seeing what we got here. Oh, he's not doing well. All right, so that's his heir, who's already most likely married. His primary is not married yet, so might want to see if it would be possible to do a matrilineal marriage. So far, it's really not worked out well, guys. Yeah, they're just not willing to do it. It does seem that we're going to have to do like a younger son, guys. But we could go ahead and attempt to capture him, and then we could, you know, get that hook, and then force a marriage on the younger son, though I should have checked if that was possible. I just assumed it was. We don't know for sure, though. So let's just double check here. Yeah, this would be possible if we had a hook. All right, so we'll get the hook on him next. Although I do keep on forgetting that we're supposed to be working on doing something against the patriarch. So Constantina is now of age. We still have not arranged a marriage for her. She didn't do great in her education either. Not surprising, she is stupid. So yeah, we're still looking for a marriage for her. We could just look in here and see. We would want to reset all those to default. And then just take a look at what type of alliances we might be able to get here. All right, so our grandson, yeah, this looks like they've already started having children, and he is beautiful. Look at that. All right, so he did get his mother's trait. Excellent. I'm glad Samuel inherited that, and he didn't inherit his father's trait, so he's not dumb and beautiful. He's just an attractive dude. So these are all our grandsons here. Oh, I'm probably selecting the wrong thing, ain't I? Yeah, I'm doing arranged marriage. I want to find a spouse here. That makes sense. All right, so let's go and do alliance power and see what we got here. So why does this count? Because he has a lot of titles. That's why. Yeah, he has a ton of titles. All right, he isn't doing well. His wife just died. He has sons already, so obviously not the better option here. As far as marriages, now we could arrange a marriage with one of his sons if they're not married. Again, this is a pretty powerful count here, guys. I'm not entirely sure what all his titles are at. Let's just see if we can find him. Oh, he's way up here. All right, yeah, he's in Lombardy. Okay. So that would be one option, powerful duke in Italy. Again, having allies in Italy would be incredibly helpful for when we seek to expand here. So that'd be one option. We'll take a look, see what other options we have here. We do have the duke here. It's already in the south. Yeah, not too sure how I feel about him. Now, he doesn't have a son. It looks like he has, is that a grandson? That must be his grandson. Yeah, he has a grandson here that is set to inherit here. He's already betrothed though, so yeah, not a good fit. No reason to really try and do that one, I think. Again, this would not be a matrilineal marriage. We could check for a matrilineal marriage, but I highly doubt anybody would be willing to agree to this. No. We do have a giant here. There's a alliance there with the count. But yeah, if we were just attempting to like spread our dynasty and get matrilineal marriages, there's just not a lot of choices here, guys. Yeah, a lot of these are vassals. That's the only reason why they would agree. They are vassals, or we have hooks on the characters to force the matrilineal marriage. But yeah, just not really anything here, guys. Though, the Duchy of Athens, let me just take a look here. I saw that there's multiple marriages here for the Duchy of Athens. I don't know who these characters are. Are these the, okay, so this is his son. He has two sons that need a marriage. And it looks like he would agree to a matrilineal marriage so we can force our dynasty into Athens. And that would actually be desirable. So, yeah, we'd want to do it with his primary heir here. Again, he is willing to accept the matrilineal marriage. And that's without a hook. He's just willing to do it probably because he's our vassal, I assume. It looks like, yeah, he does have a studying problem. So 2 negative traits that our family could inherit here. But you know, I think this is a great marriage. It also makes sense roleplay-wise. Well, it says the emperor is his liege. I thought we were his liege. Oh, okay, I see. So he has his own separate titles. I got it. Oh, well, that's interesting. This results in them inheriting a lot of land. Whoever ends up inheriting his titles, which you'd assume would be his son, which could be a son of our dynasty. This is a fantastic marriage. Yeah, because you have, again, I'm not entirely sure why he's willing to accept this, honestly. But yeah, you have her, which of course she is our vassal, and she has these 2 counties here, and then he has 2 counties as well. Though the one's way up there. And where's his other one? It's up there as well. So he's way up there. It kind of messed me up that he was down here. That's where his character actually is. So yeah, this is a fantastic marriage, man. Yeah, let's do this. This is a great marriage for our son, or excuse me, for our daughter. Matrilineal marriage, and we'll put our dynasty in two different duchies now. Again, if they have children and everything goes as you would hope it would. So that did result in an alliance with the Duchess, so she won't be able to act against us. I don't know if she was acting against us. I assume she was in a faction. She won't be able to be in a faction any longer. Of course, we do have the Count here. He's the only one. It's our Marshal. I'm a little surprised he's acting against us. Regular habits. All right, so here's the baby that we are attempting to capture, to abduct. And we realize that he keeps a fairly regular schedule. Yeah, I would assume so. He's only 1 year old. If these could be observed, they could also be the key to the breakthrough. So we can have somebody study him. And I think that's what we'll do. And hopefully it doesn't go the way this went last time, decreasing the secrecy, or actually it can actually increase the secrecy. But still, it resulted in that plot being discovered. So I said we weren't going to do any more wars. Looks like we're going to get called into a war. And, oh, wait a minute. His father just died, so he actually inherited his father's titles now, which is why we're getting pulled into this conflict. He hasn't inherited his mother's titles yet, of course. But she is set to give all those titles to him. Looks like he got one of the counties, so our character here only got one county. Okay, so yeah, his brother got a county in his hands. I didn't think about that fact, that his younger brother would get a few titles. We could get rid of his younger brother and murder him, I suppose. You can try to. But yeah, I don't think we've got a very high chance of success there. So yeah, let's go ahead and I guess we'll honor this call since we don't want to lose that fame. What is the conflict over? Let's just take a look. He's currently defending, and it's a liberty war. So yeah, they'd get hooks on him, and he would have to reduce his laws. That is all. But yeah, we will at the very least accept this. I don't know that we'll participate in it, guys. It's kind of far. Yeah, it's pretty far up there, and they've already essentially lost. I suppose we could round up our troops here and attack this area. There's those 1,200 troops, which, again, I'm assuming are coming over here. But, you know what? I don't think we're going to do this, guys. We do not have a lot of money. Raising our armies up would put us in the negative, and it's just too far away. Attacking these guys here wouldn't likely increase the war score at all, since they're just the allies. So yeah, we'd have to attack here, so we'd have to bring our troops. So you're talking about money to go across the sea, or just the time it would take to travel way over here. So I mean, we could win the war for them, but yeah, I don't feel like it's worth it. I think it's already over, guys. I don't even know if we could get there in time. We'd likely just throw our money away. So yeah, I just don't think it's worth it at this point. Just seeing all our notifications here, see if there's anything we need to be worried about. Looks like she is set to lose titles to him. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about the fact that, yeah, since he's outside of our realm here. Okay, so that's kind of a bummer. We're going to lose those titles. Now, we'll be going to our dynasty eventually, but still, we want that in our land. So, I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. Eventually, it'll come back to us, of course, but, you know, of course, once it gets split between his children, then I assume the emperor would then make us the liege of whoever inherits the Duchy of Athens. But that's many, many years from now. Maybe we might be able to get, you know, whoever of our dynasty inherits, if, you know, our grandson inherits there, perhaps, you know, we'll be able to get him to agree to be our vassal, but probably not. I don't know. We'll have to see, guys. But we do have this abduction event. Let's go ahead and do it. 70% chance of success here. And we were actually successful. All right, excellent. That's fantastic news. And remember, the plot here was, of course, to force a marriage on him by getting that favor. So let's go ahead and do this. And this was the son that we were attempting, yeah, because we failed with this son here. He is sickly, so we'll have to see if he lives or not. But yeah, I think it's worth it. So let's go ahead and ransom him off. You only get 25 gold for him too, so not much. So let's instead just get the favor here. And he should agree to that. There we go. And now that we have a favor, we can force that marriage on him. Again, a matrilineal marriage is what we're looking for here, guys. So let's go ahead and do, again, we'll look at our you know, our heirs' daughters and do it based on that. We're probably going to do the youngest here. Yeah, she's the youngest. She also inherited her father's traits. So that's nice. So let's go ahead and do her, our granddaughter here, matrilineal, and use the hook to force it. And they can end up, because he's intelligent, they could end up having a very good line of children here. We'll have to see. So send that proposal off. And then now we're finally going to attempt to do something with this patriarch here. So we could attempt to murder him, and he's not great, and you get rid of him, but I don't think that's going to solve our issues here, guys. Nor do I think that really fits the character. He hasn't done anything to us, so I don't know that we just, you know, assassinate him. Instead, we could try and abduct him. Again, you'd get a weak hook on him, then that wouldn't be helpful. So I think the better option is to instead try and fabricate a hook, because sometimes you can get a strong hook. It just kind of depends. Sometimes you get a strong hook, sometimes you get a weak hook. But if we get a strong hook, then his opinion's irrelevant. So we'll try and do that, guys. We'll see if that works or not. So he did accept it, of course. He had no choice. We did have a hook on him. So yeah, we're starting to spread our dynasty into other lands, which is what I really wanted to do here. Try and get the renown up. Our renown is just garbage. Let's try and get that up a bit higher. Of course, we are our family has married into the imperial family, but we were not able to get a matrilineal marriage out of that. So that's not our dynasty. And we do have the next abduction event, so let's try it out. 65% chance, so not great, but we'll see how that goes. And it worked. All right, excellent. So now we have control of him as well. And this was, again, for the same purpose. We're attempting to, although, I think with this character, yeah, we got the eldest son. And so now we want to try and see if he'll arrange a marriage for the youngest son. Now, remember, we do have to actually murder those older sons if we want them to inherit more. This guy is actually set to, he's not inheriting anything. His older brother will get everything. So in those kind of cases here, we're going to want to try and get rid of the eldest son. So let me just make sure that he's still willing to accept this marriage. We did already marry away our youngest granddaughter, so we'd have to do a different one here. Let's do, I mean, I don't know if any of these, yeah, she'd be really old by that point. They probably wouldn't want to accept it just because she's so much older. So might want to do, oh, this got messed up, didn't it? Yep, it did. All right, so let's try this again. Try and arrange marriage for him. And just see what options we have available here, guys. So as far as the youngest go, it's her. And her parent is actually the emperor, so she's not of our dynasty. Okay, that's my bad. I'm surprised we can arrange a marriage for her, that we can do that. Yeah, that's a little surprising. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know we'd be able to arrange a marriage for his children. But yeah, that definitely looks like that's the case. Huh. All right, yeah, I'm not entirely sure why we're capable of doing that. I know they're our granddaughter, but I don't think that should be possible. I think the emperor should be able to arrange marriages for his own daughters. I mean, we don't even have a hook on him or nothing. I think that seems like a bug, guys. Yeah, that definitely seems like a bug. I don't think we should be able to do that. But anyways, we can arrange marriages. Maybe it's just her, the younger one. No, it's the older one is already arranged a marriage for. Okay, I see. Interesting. Very interesting, guys. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Why we're able to arrange the marriage. But yeah, we can. That's a possibility. So this one here. Okay, so this is, our daughter's child. Remember, we did have this marriage, of course, was a matrilineal marriage, and it was up here in Crimea, which, of course, he then ended up gaining more lands here. So it ended up being a very good marriage overall. But we can arrange a marriage for her just to get our dynasty on the throne, but I don't think this would result in an alliance with him, but I think that's fine. We don't have to. The main point here is really just trying to spread our dynasty. So yeah, I think we might do her. We'll take a look at who this is as well. Okay, so this is our actual granddaughter here. Okay. Well, I mean, they're all our granddaughter, but one is the daughter of our heir, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we'll do her, guys. Because yeah, the point is just really spreading the dynasty. So yeah, we'll arrange the marriage, and we would be able to get a matrilineal marriage with the hook. All right, so that's all we were checking, guys. I just wanted to make sure that was possible, because we could have instead ransomed him off for the 25 gold. So yeah, let's go and do that. He'll accept. And then we're going to arrange a marriage for the younger brother. Remember, we will have to, I can try the older brother. I highly doubt he would accept it, though. We'll just throw anybody into this here. And he actually would. Oh, no. My bad. I hadn't clicked the matrilineal yet. I was about to say, yeah, that would have been really surprising. Oh, he's wheezing. Oh, that's not good. So yeah, we'll do it with his younger brother, and then we're going to have to remove these characters, guys. We have to we have to stop abducting and start actually trying to assassinate characters while we're still alive and able to do this, because our son will not be as good at the schemes as we are, I think. So yeah, let's go ahead and attempt to arrange a marriage for this younger son, and then of course with her. And matrilineal, we don't even need the hook. They'll accept the matrilineal marriage as is. All right, a little bit surprised by that, yeah. I guess it's because he's not set to inherit anything. So yeah, we'll do that. We didn't even need the hook. That's nice. I should probably be checking to see if we actually need the hook before I arrange these. So with that done, now we have to try and remove these characters. We should probably do the ones that are going to benefit us the most first. So we arranged quite a few marriages. So let's just go and take a look at some of these guys and see how we want to do this. So obviously she doesn't have a marriage yet. We have to find one for her. She does. So this was not one of those matrilineal marriages. This was just for the alliance. So that's one's not the ones we're looking for here. Her though, we would want to do this. So we're trying to remove the brother. He is already set to inherit a duchy, but we'd like him to inherit everything. Now, of course, they're still very young. Well, I guess his wife isn't that young. Never mind. But they could still have more kids. It's a possibility. She had kids just a couple years ago, so yeah, they could still have kids. So let's go ahead and attempt to murder him. See if we can make this work. This is kind of like our character's final thing as they die here. They don't really care about other people, and now they're just trying to he's just trying to spread his dynasty around. Make sure that his dynasty rules across all of the empire. And they can't really, the emperor is really not going to be able to oppose us if everybody in the empire is, or dynasty. So what happened here? This was an alliance. Some of you are trying to figure out how the hell we were allied to this character, where the marriage was. It was with the Duchess here. His sister is married to our heir. So that's how we had that alliance. Wasn't entirely sure. Wanted to confirm where that had happened. All right, so the war is over. Just waiting for them to actually force their demands, and there we go. So he did lose some autonomy, so that's unfortunate for him, but that's it. Nothing else came out of that. And alliance was formed here. This is our brother, Magnus. He now holds a title. Oh, okay, he has a mercenary company. So I'm really glad to see that Magnus has been successful in life. You know, obviously we took his titles from him. And, you know, he was ejected from the realm. And I didn't know that anything would ever happen with him. But yeah, I mean, the good prowess and the good marshal particularly has resulted in him being the leader of a mercenary band. All right, very, very interesting. Glad to see he's doing well. I don't know what Cyrus is doing with his life. I guess we'll kind of take a look here. She has some claims. Not entirely sure where he's way up here, living his life. Got some kids and stuff. Is this a... Yeah, so this is him spreading the dynasty. So we have a bunch of characters that live up here that are part of our dynasty. So that's interesting. Maybe we'll see this line a little bit later in the game. We'll have to take a look at our dynasty tree in one of these episodes and see exactly what happened with us, you know, because we ejected all of our brothers out, so who knows what they're doing out there. So this is Cyrus. That's what he's doing. Of course, Thomas. It looks like he never did get a position. Or, yeah, I don't see him have any position, so he has not been very successful in the church. Cyrus doesn't seem to be too successful at all. He hasn't really done anything. He had a marriage and had kids, so I guess there's that. And it looks like, yeah, one of his kids is actually a duchess. Of course, she's not a duchess in her own right. She's married to him, the Duke up here. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll see if there's anything else of note. No, those are our only surviving brothers here. Okay, so we have an alliance with him, since he is a leader of a mercenary band. So nobody will be able to use those mercenaries against us. And this war here is over as well. Not entirely sure what happened here. Let's just take a look. Okay, so he is expanding his realm against Bulgaria, which is not a bad thing, because we want to attack him. Now, can we attack him yet? Let me just take a look. Looks like we probably couldn't. We still have the... I think we still have the truce with them, so we'll have to wait a little bit. Not entirely sure when the truce expires. Might want to take a look at that real quick. So it expires in 2 years. I doubt we'll still be living at that point, though we have already lived longer than I was expecting, guys. We're 67, so definitely not dying at 65. We're gonna live a long, long time, man, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm very much ready to now become the next character. I mean, I guess it gives us the chance to kind of wrap up these schemes and try and get some stuff done while we're still playing as a more intrigue-minded character. But yeah, I'm definitely ready to become our heir. I feel like it's about time. He does have quite a bit of men under his control now that he has those titles. I'm glad to see that he got some titles. I'm sure he was at least bothered a little bit by the fact that his younger brother was so much more powerful than he was. So here's the Fabricate Hook event. Barbaric but effective. Of course, we're trying to get it on the Patriarch. The simplest solution is often the best. Why worry with all his intrigue and manipulation when I can simply coerce him into doing my bidding? A few strong men and ominously worded letters should do it, really. So could do this, and the question is, are we going to get a... Yes, we would get a strong hook. Okay, so that's what we want. That's fantastic. So we're going to do it this way. This will result in us getting some dread here. That's always helpful. This is also an act of tyranny, though it's not a significant act of tyranny, but it will affect some things. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, guys. The one negative here is that it's going to result in him hating us, which will affect our son, because he'll have that negative opinion from how he felt about our father. So this is actually probably worse in the long run, I assume, but we can fix that later. Right now, I'm just trying to get some more money, guys, because we are not earning anywhere near as much as we should be. So now that we've done that, he has to support us. He has no choice in the matter. This does expire, of course, but we'll be dead by then. I highly doubt we're going to live to see 77 years old. So yeah, he now has to support us. He hates us, of course, which is overall kind of bad thing, because that'll affect our son. But yes, you did see the big jump in income. We're getting about 4 point something more gold. So that's great. So that'll help us out. Because again, I'd like to get some stuff built here. We're just not earning enough money. Sweet Tooth. If there's one thing... Oh, so is this about the abduction? Oh no, we're trying to murder him. If there's one thing Romanos in particular cannot resist, it's his favorite treat. His next sweet snack will be 1 part strawberry compote and 1 part potent poison. Forgotten by my agent in front of the child. So which one do we want to do here? And I could have looked to see if we had some options for agents here to increase this risk here. But let's go with it. 65% chance. We'll see if it works. Looks like it works, but I think we just got discovered in doing so. He is dead. He swallowed the bait, sesame cake and all. In no time at all, he's clutching his throat, wheezing for air before collapsing into a small heap on the ground, never to get up again. Disastrously, someone saw my agent planting the treat, and I was soon outed as the mastermind behind the whole ordeal. So this will make us a murderer. So technically the Emperor could arrest us if they so desired. Now, we are the Emperor's spy master, so that'd be incredibly difficult to do, but he could try. He very well could try and arrest us. We're going to gain some stress from this, probably because we got caught, and some more dread. Not that we needed it. We're sitting at 100 dread. And he'll be killed by us. We're going to get the murder trait. We got to lose some prestige, which, yeah, we don't even have. Excuse me, lose some piety, which we didn't have any piety to lose. More dread to be gained. And of course, we're going to get some opinion hits with his father and his whole family. He absolutely hates us now. Yeah, not a fan of us. So that'll affect the opinion with our son, but it doesn't affect the fact that, you know, we got the betrothal still, and there's not really anything they're going to do about that. So he is now set to inherit all that land, and of course this is a matrilineal marriage, which means our dynasty is going to be set eventually to inherit all this land. So, you know, it's fine if you're going to get a murder trait, and it's best to do it with a 68-year-old character that's on his deathbed. Or, you know, I say deathbed. This guy could live forever, guys. Oh, man. And can you imagine if this was the content character that had lived this long? Betrothal fulfilled. So this is with our daughter. Her husband has finally come of age. This is in the Duchy of Athens. Again, though, or excuse me, he's up here. He's going to inherit the Duchy of Athens. Again, though, this is going to cause us some issues, guys. We might very well end up losing this land. I think that's exactly what's going to happen now. It's a bummer, because if he would have inherited his mother's title first, then this would have resulted in all the lands up here that he is now in possession of. These lands would now become ours. So it'd be in our dynasty, or excuse me, in our realm. It's kind of a bummer it happened that way, but it is what it is, guys. So let's just see what happened here. So his father has died. He died from internal injuries. And so now he is actually the ruler here. They will not be getting betrothed for quite a while, though. Or excuse me, they won't be getting married for quite a while here. And he is bisexual as well, and possessed, and he's ugly. So, kind of a terrible marriage there, honestly. And his primary heir is the Duke of Bulgaria. That's interesting. So, yeah, if he was to inherit all that land there, that would result in them being a lot more powerful. And there we go, guys. We did die. I was hoping that we would die in this episode. I didn't expect it to take the entire video, though. So Michael of Greece has been found dead in Christ's embrace at 68 years of age. He died of old age, known to be feeble of minded. He often relied on his counsel to make important decisions. Very, very true. He's a very trusting guy. So Constance ascends to the throne, well-spoken and outgoing. Many expect that they'll have no problem charming the court to his side. Of course, that's very much true here. But let's go and look at all the titles he's inheriting. We already know he's getting all of them. We already gave out the titles that his brother was set to get. And so now here's our current line, guys. And we're playing no longer Michael's. We're now playing as Constance. So we'll look at his little things down here, and then we'll take a look at our new character. So he died of old age. Lived for quite a while. 68 years old, was very dreaded. He was illustrious, faithful, and he did complete two perk trees, the Torturer and the Schemer, and fought in 11 wars, 8 offensive and 3 defensive. All right, so we're now playing as our son. We also got a new patriarch as well, so we will not get hit with that opinion penalty. He is the same rating as the former one. The same, Yeah, it's got to be the same one, though, because we're not getting... It can't be the same one, I mean, because we're not getting the penalty for the opinion to... But maybe it is. The name looks familiar. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't look at that character very closely on whether that's the same patriarch or not. But if he was, you'd think we'd be getting a huge opinion hit because of how he felt about our predecessor. But I don't know. So now we're playing as Constance, and he is trusting like his father, so we'll have to continue playing that way. But unlike his father, he is diligent and gregarious, quite unlike his father. That's very much the opposite of his shy father. So yeah, we've got a very decent stats here. Diplomacy's average. Everything's average or poor, I suppose, with the exception of the learning and the martial, which are the two good ones. And prowess, it says 8 is poor, but I find that prowess is about average, actually. That's pretty decent. Of course, he's allied to his brother, and we actually have exactly the right amount of holdings as well. So we can have 6 holdings. So we should end up, we're earning more money, and we'll have more levies than we did before. Of course, we have the 4 holdings here. We have the holding here that we'd given to him, which is a pretty decent holding. And then we have this one here. This is also under control. We'll keep it under our control for now, I suppose. Though it looks like we're constructing the weapon depots here. This is the duchy building. I don't think we want that one. I think we're going to actually cancel that. It'll give us the money as well. We are holding that duchy title. I think those are the 2. Yeah, we have 2 duchy titles here. I do think that, we do have multiple sons. So we got to, first of all, we got to arrange marriages for them. As you can see here, our son is much like us. Damn, that's a shame. He's diligent and generous. This is one of the unfortunate parts of taking over with such an older character, with 37-year-old character here. When we take over, everything's already been decided and determined. His son's already, we can change his education, so I guess there's that. His father is, marshal, so we could change him away from marshal if we so desired. Let me see if that's what we want to do. Diligent, generous, and patient. He's rowdy, so the other option would be intrigue. So we could do intrigue instead. As far as base goes, his intrigue is 7, while his martial's only 4. So not great. So he would probably be better at intrigue, or his intrigue would be higher anyway. So could always go with another intrigue character. I suppose this either way works for him. He is a very intelligent guy, so that's nice. We have that intelligent trait, which I think he got that from his mother. Yep, that was a good marriage we did there. So he got the intelligent trait, so that's fantastic. That's the reason why it's so damn high right there. That'll increase his monthly lifestyle experience regardless of which way we go here. You know what? I think we'll probably just go with martial. I'm just going to leave everything as is, guys, with this. Yeah. Going as 2 martial characters is a bit unfortunate, back to back, but we did just do an intrigue character. Now, I do feel like he would be pretty decent in intrigue because of the patient. He doesn't have any traits that are going to make it hard for him to do the intrigue. So we could always switch him up here. He's intelligent, but I think we should base this off of, well, looking at the Guardian, we are his Guardian, so, Oh, we're also set to inherit a barony here. I'm guessing we have a baron that's doesn't have anybody to inherit just yet. So I guess we should base it off of that. Our learning is pretty decent. Our intrigue is not. Well, our martial is. So we'll just keep it as is, guys. We'll just keep him on the martial education. It's fine. We'll just be 2 martial characters back to back if we even end up being Michael. It's not impossible that we don't be Michael. We end up being somebody else. He doesn't live to that point or something happens. Who knows? Taking a look at our other son here. We'll take a look at what he's doing. He's doing the learning education as far as who is training him. It's one of our knights right now. Not the best choice for a learning education, so you might want to change that up, guys. That would piss off the knight, of course, but it's just not a good choice here. Now, we don't have to do the learning education with the pensive. We could instead do the stewardship. He's an intelligent character. Oh, he has a twin too. Okay, so he has a twin sister, I assume. Yeah, that's his twin sister there. So yeah, we could change this up and do the stewardship instead of the learning. We'll just keep it as is. have him do the learning, I suppose. We could even make him a monk so that our son inherits everything if he did the learning one. I suppose that would be one option, one possible option. So yeah, we'll leave him on that. As far as the rest of our kids, we'll have to take a look at all of them and see if we want to. Obviously, she's already of age. She's an adequate bargainer. We have to arrange a marriage for her still. And I don't know that we ever arranged a marriage for one of our sisters. Don't we have like a sister here now that still needs to be? No, we got her married. Okay, so we might have done all of our sisters. Okay, so it's just our daughters here. So we have one daughter here that needs a marriage. Obviously, both of our sons need marriages. This daughter, our middle daughter, already has the marriage. That was to the Duke. And then we have our youngest daughter here. And he is set to inherit all those duchies because of our father and his assassinations. He took one for the team because he got that murderer trait. So she's already been married off too. So it's just one daughter and two sons that we have to find marriages for. So yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting character to play as. We can go and take a look at, the stuff here. Obviously, we have to get a lifestyle. We're probably going to want to go with martial. We can do strategy, authority, or chivalry. Or which one fits our character. Yeah, okay, so it's trusting, diligent, and gregarious. I wouldn't say that any of those would indicate we'd go any route. Maybe chivalry, though. Yeah, you might be able to argue chivalry fits the character the most. You could go with authority, but I don't think that's as fitting as chivalry. And strategy is probably not as fitting either. I think we should go with the authority focus, guys. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to be doing. Remember, that does not increase the martial, which would be helpful because if he's going to be leading, having more martial would, obviously be very good. But it does give us the +5 advantage, which is actually more than you'll get from the martial. So it makes him a better leader overall. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, guys. Let's do that. Also increases his attraction opinion. So we'll get the chivalry focus. He already went down the overseer. Again, probably not the best choice for this character. Probably not the most fitting, but we won't reset it. I typically only reset the perks. We had this discussion with our previous character. I only reset the perks if it really does not fit that character's personality. It makes no sense for them to have gone down that route, which in the case of our previous character, when they went down the seduction route, as a shy character and just, I mean, come on, this is not the type of character that would go down a seduction route. So in those cases, I feel like where one, it doesn't fit the character, and two, because of the traits, you'll never be able to use the benefits from it. I feel like in those cases, we can reset it, but for the most part, I typically avoid resetting the perks. So we will keep this perk tree, even if I feel like these ones are a little bit more fitting for him. Just going down to see what they give us. We get that natural dread increase, so that's helpful. Yeah, so he's sitting at his natural dread right now, actually. Also, control growth desire. The controlled territory defender advantage +5. Get a higher fort level. Enemy occupations do not lower control. Army gold maintenance, so our army's going to be cheaper. And we got the absolute control for the counties. That's helpful. We saw that with a previous character. We got the increased control and county progress gain. Hard rule, which is more dread gain. Siege progress against revolts. Faction military power thresholds increase. Harder for those vassals to rebel against us. Cheaper to hire mercenaries. And then, of course, there's the overseer trait, which would get us more martial, stewardship, and control growth. And that'll be what we'll be getting next. And remember, because we are... never mind. That's our son that's intelligent. Excuse me. We are actually very fit and sound of body. So we have that increased prowess and also increased health. So that means we're probably going to live longer. I'm sure we're going to have lots of kids with our wife here because we are a very attractive person, with, of course, this increases the attraction. But then obviously this also increases attraction. And I believe attraction opinion does play a role. I don't know how significant of a role, but it does play a role in how many kids they end up having. So I do expect, even though we're a little bit older, that we could end up seeing maybe one or two more kids. It's a potential possibility here. And then we'll have to determine after we finish this one up which one of these we want to go down. Because we're doing chivalry, I almost want to say gallant would be the next one to make the most sense. So maybe we'll do that next. So we've got that done. We also have to get our council selected, but we'll do that next episode, guys, because unfortunately this is going to be the end of today's episode. We still have our I was going to say our sister. I meant our aunt. She's our aunt now. We still have our aunt as our spy master. She's just great at it. I don't think we'll find anybody to replace her. Yeah, there's nobody that can replace her. Still great at it. She's still kicking as well at 60 years old. So she'll remain as our spy master, but we'll have to get a chancellor, steward, and a marshal appointed in the next episode. Because we're a military-minded character, and you can expect war, guys. We'll be doing some wars here. And of course, we do have to arrange the marriages for our kids as well. So we'll be doing all that in the next episode. We do have to get some stuff built here too, so we can do a duchy building here. I think that's probably less of a priority than getting, we could improve this one. That's an option with the money that we have here. It gives you some nice bonuses, but we can also go ahead and get this upgraded, which is what I'm leaning towards doing. I think we might do that now, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. So make that a little bit better. Help protect our capital a little bit more. We'll also do the decisions, see if there's anything we want to do here, maybe go for a hunt. So a lot of options as our new character. I'm excited to play as him. Very, very different character from our previous one, with the exception of that trusting trait. He's quite the opposite of our previous character. So I think it's going to be really fun to play as him and go back towards a more military-minded roleplay as we attempt to connect our lands here and get rid of this guy. And of course, we no longer have a truce with this character, so we could declare war on him immediately if we wanted to. Although we might spend a little bit of time getting control of a realm, particularly attempting to improve this guy's opinion. Let's go ahead and sway him now. Should do pretty good at that. We are a very persuasive character, very good with diplomacy. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start trying to sway him. I don't know that we have the ability to declare war on him just yet, except for to get some lands for our brother here, and that's probably not the best way to do it. He's already pretty darn powerful, guys, so I'm not entirely sure that this is the best way to do this. Yeah, I think we would instead attempt to get our own claim here, but I'm not seeing an option for that. I don't think we have any claims here. No, so this is the only war we could do, so we'll have to get a claim, and so let's go ahead and set that up now. Which one do we want to go after, I guess, is the question here. Do we want to do this one first, or do we want to do this one? I think if you wanted to make the map look good, you might want to go after this one first, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and fabricate a claim here. We could also go from this way and go down. That would be an option as well, trying to get these ones into our hands. We're just trying to take a look at the overall development is much, much higher. Oh, maybe not as higher. It's slightly higher, but yeah, we could go for that one instead. So that would be an option as well. And that's that duchy there. Just looking at this duchy here. We already have titles here, so you know what? It'd probably better go for this one, because then we could try and usurp this duchy title here. Looks like it hasn't been created yet. So we'll be able to create that title as soon as we have one more. So yeah, that's what we'll do, guys. We'll go ahead and fabricate that claim there. And we'll get the rest of this sorted out next episode. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode. And thanks for watching.